Hello friends, welcome to my channel Data Declaration. In this video we will going to learn about the introduction of SAP ABAP. So all of my friends who were starting on this on their journey with SAP ABAP and they have just now joined any company from the college recruitment and they are into SAP ABAP training. You will try to find out some more details about SAP ABAP. So in this video and as well as in my upcoming videos, so we will try to make the journey with you people. So we will learn together. I will tell you whatever I have learned about SAP ABAP in my past 10 years of experience, and I will share you the tips and tricks and how you can master this language. So these are the things we will going to learn together in this journey. So please watch the video till the end. If you like the video, please like it, share with your friends. In the comment section, give your comments that what else you want to learn, what else I can present to you, and please subscribe to my channel. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so as I told that this video I will give you the introduction of SAP ABAP. Okay, so SAP ABAP is a fourth generation programming language, and this programming language is specifically built to support the SAP ERP system. Okay, so now when you people are starting with ABAP, right? So you have lot of questions. So I can tell you that ABAP is a very a specific programming language, and it deals with the customizations and the programmings that we will do in SAP ERP system. Okay, so this is not an open source language. So to learn SAP ABAP, either you should have a good resource where you can do your hands on. So if you have already started your training program with any companies, and you are in the training phase, so definitely you will have the um, the system with you to practice this programming language. And if you don't practice, then I can tell you that this is a very tough language to learn. So the more you practice, more will be your fluency. It is like any other programming language. The crux of it, the main base of it, is all same with any programming language which you have learned in your colleges or schools. But here the main thing we have to understand that this is very much dedicated towards the SAP software. Okay, so now as a background, I can tell you that SAP as a whole, some of you will know it also. So SAP is an ERP. Okay, so ERP full form is Enterprise Resource Plan. So from the name itself, you can understand that it all related to business, enterprises, and the resources which build these enterprises, right? Like the materials, the sales, marketing, all these things are there in SAP as different modules. So we call these modules as the functional modules of SAP. For example, sales and distribution. So sales and distribution module, it deals with all the sales activity which usually happens in a business. Okay, in a manufacturing industry, in a pharma industry, or in any industry. Okay, so this is a module. Another module, a very popular module, is materials management. So material management is nothing but the materials which the business procure, or which is like supplied to the vendor. So all these material related things are managed through the module material management. So this is a very popular and a very widely used SAP modules. Apart from this, there is another very important module which is finance. We call it as FICO, finance and controlling. So that is another functional module where it deals with all the financial things of business, which is a very important and very crucial, and I can say it's a complex module of SAP. Now, these there are a lot of other functional modules apart from these three. So all these modules, it deals with the functional side of business. Okay, so when I say functional side, that means um, when the business is interacting with another business, or um, from the business management point of view, if you have any friend who has done the MBA, you can talk as an SAP consultant. You will be very comfortable talking with somebody in the business management line, because the things are very similar. Okay, so the business management, they know how to manage the business with different stakeholders, with different kind of activities. As an SAP consultant, you will be in a position where you can talk to the business also, and also that to how a programming language, or how you can use the database to store all the data, to uh, to create an user interface or an UI to the business, so that the business can run very smoothly. Okay, so SAP, all the screens, SAP is all about screens. Okay, so each and every T code, we call it as a transaction code. Okay, we will talk about all these technicalities in details in my upcoming videos, but this is the introduction video. I am talking about all these things as a whole. Okay, so each and every screen is called with a transaction code. Okay, so now, for example, in any other language, what you do if you want to create an UI, you will create a project, you will create the screens, you will just write a code, and you will deploy it, and it will be a single screen. In SAP, what happens once you log into the SAP server? Okay, so there you can access any screens through their particular T codes or transaction codes. Okay, so this transaction, again, if you want to create a new screen, that also you have to assign to a transaction code, because screens cannot be called standalone in SAP. Okay, so when you are creating a particular screen, a custom screen, if that is a requirement in any of your project, then you have to create a transaction code for it. Okay, so this is how SAP system works. Okay, this is a very basic system. So as I have done, I have been into all the implementation projects in all of my career, and I have done a lot of SAP projects. So I have realized this, and I can tell you it is in a very basic way, so that you can visualize that how it is going to happen and what is it. Okay, and all these things, all the SAP software is built on this particular programming language that is called ABAP. The full form of ABAP is Advanced Business Application Programming. Again, you can see here the terminology business coming into picture. So everywhere, all SAP means you are dealing with a business. Okay, so when you will be deployed in a project, or if you are doing any project, or you will come to know that each and every assignment of yours, whenever you will get a functional requirement. Okay, so that always it has a business perspective, or a business motive to it. So my suggestion to you, all of my friends, to whenever you will be deployed in a project in your company, or um, anytime when after learning ABAP, when you are going to do some work on it, so always my suggestion is that you should understand the underlying business, which is there for that requirement. If not, then you will be ending up with being a only ABAP consultant, and you will not become a SAP consultant. Okay, so SAP consultant means he or she should know what is the functional requirement, why this requirement came, because SAP itself is a very big software. Okay, it has covered almost every aspect of business. Still, if a particular client or customer is coming up with some requirement, then there should be a something, some business requirement which is lacking in the SAP, and which is very specific to that particular customer, or it can be reused in other customers also later. That is always there, like some kind of requirements always come, which if you learn or if you do it in a particular project, you can apply the same knowledge to other projects also throughout your career. That kind of things also happen. But this is very important to know the functionality behind that requirement. Okay, so what we learned is ABAP is an programming programming language, right? So it's a fourth generation language. Okay, that means it all the data declarations and everything which is used in ABAP, that is all a very modern type of coding language. It is not a very machine level language. It's a very modern level language. Okay, so fourth generation language. And uh, in recent times, SAP is very advanced. Okay, so SAP has, so from the beginning itself, Java was a parallel software language with ABAP for SAP, but now it has included UI5, Python, all type of different languages to its landscape in its NetWeaver platform. And now SAP is at par with any modern technology. It has different products. It has used all these languages apart from ABAP, all type of languages to build its software more dynamic, more up to date, and up to market. Okay, so if the language, if the programming world, if the technology world is progressing, SAP knows how to progress, and SAP is also progressing. So if you are in SAP and you have started your career in SAP, you don't have to worry, because SAP will take care of all the advancement which is going on in the world of technology, and it will come up with some technology or with some process to utilize the modern technologies. Okay, but first you should learn ABAP language very clearly and very deeply, so that you can know how the basics of SAP works. Okay, so I can show you one screen. This is the very first chapter. We are going through introduction only, so I'm just showing you one screen here. This screen is called by a transaction code. You can see at the uh, bottom right corner of my screen, that is AC38. Okay, so if I write here, so here you can see on the top left corner, you can see my cursor is blinking. So here you can see there is a place here. Okay, so here is the place, and in every SAP software, in every client, it never changes. Okay, so here you have to give the transaction code, and it will call the screen. For example, if I write here slash NAC38, so it will call this screen. Okay, again, if I write here um, slash NAC37, so it will call a screen where I can build the function modules. Okay, this is a function builder screen. And the other screen which I just showed you, that is for building the reports. So report is nothing but, for example, if there is a business and they want to show all the data of their vendors. Okay, they want to show the list of vendors. Definitely they can get the data from the database level, from the table, accessing the table itself. That is also possible through a transaction code in ABAP. But for the business, they will not go to the transaction level, right? So they will just use a transaction code and they should get a neat and clean report. So in report, what happens? It's a editor. Okay, so here you can see it is written as a program. Okay, here you have to give your program name and you have to click create. Okay, and here you can see there are a lot of radio buttons here: source code, variants, attributes, text elements, documentation. Source code is nothing but when I create, so first default radio button is source code. So if I create with this radio button selected, so I can write my ABAP coding, and then I have to activate, and then I execute. It will compile and it will give me the output. Okay, variance is nothing but it is like, if you have lot of criterias to run your report, right? So if I enter A, it will give me output 1. If I enter B, it will give me output 2. So that kind of selections, okay, so that we can store as variance. So variance is nothing but storage of multiple kind of inputs possible. Okay, then its attributes is nothing but it will tell you the technicalities about this report, that who has created, when it was created, where it is stored, all these things. Text elements, it is nothing but like, if I want to use a text like hello world, if I want to display this text, so I can create a text element for it. If I create a text element, that I can reuse in another program. Okay, but if I write hello world, that is kind of hard coding, right? So that is only specific to this report, and if I want to change it, I have to come to this report, change the text, and then compile, and then it will run. But if I store it as a text element, I can directly go to the text element, I will change it, and it will be reflected in all the places where the text element has been used. So that is the advantage. And always, as this concept is there in all the programming languages, in ABAP also we should do modularized code. The code should look neat, clean, and in a moduled way. Okay, so that all we will learn. And documentation is nothing but if you just want to document something about this report, why it was written, when it was written, what is the purpose of this report, how the user can execute it, all this you can write in a document and you can save it. Okay, so you can see in this particular screen there are so many options, and each and every options has been created using the ABAP. So this is a standard SAP screen, right? ABAP editor AC38. This is a standard screen, and here you can see there are a lot of options. Here you can see a lot of buttons. Here we will go into each of these in upcoming video. And display change. So this screen is also built on ABAP. This is a standard code, okay, which is displaying me this screen, and it is allowing me to write my own code, right? So it is same like Eclipse is built on particular language, and it will allow you to write your own language on it. So it is like that. So this is a very basic screen, and as an ABAPer, you should start with this screen always, because here you will get a flexibility to write your own code, experiment with your own code, and it's a free editor. Like here you can write whatever code you want to write, and you can experiment, you can execute. The other transactions where you can write your code, those are very specific. If you have a particular requirement, then you can go to those transactions and you can write the code very specific for a particular requirement. But here in ABAP editor, in AC38 transaction code, you can write your own coding, and you can experiment with it. Okay, so that is it. So I will just end the video here. So I think you are now comfortable what ABAP is. Okay, what is its relation with SAP? So in my next video, I will start with this ABAP editor. I will show you how to create it, what are the informations we have to give while creating, and I will also try to show you what is the actual standard code behind this screen. Okay, so a lot of things we will learn together. It's a very vast language. I have been doing ABAP from last 10 years, as I told you. Still I am learning, so it's a huge thing. Just be patient, just try to learn it in a very basic way as I will guide you. So be with me, subscribe my channel, like the video, share with your friends, and it will give me encouragement. Thank you all. Bye.